Well, off the bat you can see that the Note 8 is the bigger of the two devices, and that's no surprise. Its screen is 1.1 inches larger. You've got a 6.3-inch display on the Note 8 versus a 5.2-inch display on the Sony Xperia XZ1. Side by side though, the Note 8 is eating up all those bezels. And if I change the wallpaper to something a little bit lighter, like that, apply that, bam, that's all the bezel going on. But it isn't all bad. You've got front stereo speakers on the Sony Xperia XZ1, and in addition to that, anyone who likes gaming will know that a little bit of bezel goes a long way. Flat sides, really comfortable to hold, playing games like so. Brilliant stuff. More enjoyable for me personally, even though you have the smaller screen, than the S8 Plus, which will be similar to the Note 8. But I digress. I am talking about design, but as far as design elements go, it's all very different. Front speakers for starters, bottom speaker on the Note 8. Fingerprint scanner is on the side on the XZ1. It doubles up as a power button. Fingerprint scanner is around the back on the Note 8. Along the side of the camera, it's more easy to identify than it was on the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus prior. Dual camera setup versus a mono camera setup. They do both have USB-Cs and they do both have headphone jacks. But yeah, like I said, similarities are few and far between. The screen technologies are also different. IPS versus AMOLED, Full HD versus Quad HD. Both do have HDR video support though, which is sweet. It's going to mean that even though it's Full HD, it's still going to have an excellent picture if HDR video is supported, with customizations within the settings for both. Different finishes as well. Glass back, you can see it's going to attract fingerprints so much more readily on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 by comparison to the metal Sony Xperia XZ1. One thing about the user interfaces, don't drop the phone guys, is the fact that the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has an older version of Android. Android 8 sits within the Xperia XZ1, which is really cool. What's cool about it is it means you're probably going to be getting software updates a little bit more early, and you've got some features that aren't available in the Note 8's UI. Samsung does customize things very heavily though to make a lot of stuff in the Note 8 UI unavailable on the XZ Premium, such as S Pen support. The S Pen has 4,096 levels of pressure sensitivity. That's going to be perfect for anyone who loves to doodle, loves to sketch. So if I open Samsung Notes, I can just draw. It's a Wacom digitizer under the hood, which means that it's the same kind of tech that's used in graphic designer tablets. The drawing experience on it is truly excellent, and I'm looking forward to doing some sketches, writing on this. Preloaded applications on board. You can download your own Autodesk sketchbook, for example. Even lets you export files to Photoshop format, saves all the layers, and you can continue editing them at your computer. Right. Got the pen covered, got the design covered, got the screen covered. What about the power under the hood? You've got Snapdragon 835s across both. However, you will be getting a Exynos processor in certain regions on the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And the camera tech is also very different. Dual cameras, you've got one wide angle, or one telephoto, one regular field of view. You can open that up and you can compare the angles to the Sony Xperia XZ1. Turning that around, and you can see wide angle is relatively similar across both, but you have that telephoto lens loaded up, both of them with image stabilization. That's optical image stabilization. That's both of the sensors on and the lenses on the Note 8 versus electrical image stabilization on the Sony Xperia XZ1. But you do have a 19 megapixel sensor, so more pixels, capable of 960 frames per second slow-mo as well, and it has a 3D creator, so you can create a 3D version of your friend, for example, or even your croissant. I've got a 3D woman's face here, which isn't creepy at all. Then you can share these out to be 3D printed. So these two are super premium devices. Fingers crossed they've got super premium amounts of storage under the hood. Yes, they do. 64 gigabytes across both, paired with the Snapdragon 835s, 4 gigabytes of RAM versus 6 gigabytes of RAM on the Note 8. You'll be able to game for days, loads and loads of room for all your games, and micro SD card expandability as well. Thumbs up. Battery capacities, they're both pretty low for the sizes, but I'm more disappointed with the Sony's. It's only got a 2,700 milliamp cell. That's versus a 3,300 milliamp cell in the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. As a result, guessing the Note 8 might last a little bit longer, but Sony does a whole load of stuff with their Q-Novo, battery technology, battery care, all that jazz to make it last longer. So you'll have to wait till we get these devices in for review to find out. But if you've got any questions in the meantime, fire them in the comments section below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's how you stay on top of everything we do. One final point, guys, when you do finish with your phones, don't throw them away. Give them to friends, give them to loved ones, give them to charity, sell them on eBay.